So we have a quorum. It is 4:30 p.m. So should we call the meeting to order?
4:30.
All right. I just have to figure out where I put my agenda. Hold on a second.
I could read it to you if you want.
Hold on. I should find it anyway. Darren, special meeting.
You did item number 1.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll call it up. So this is the Town of Darien Sewer Commission special meeting of Wednesday, August 27th, virtual only, calling the meeting to order at 4:30 p.m. August 27th, 2025. All right. And the one item for discussion on the agenda is the need to set a public hearing date so that the commission can take public comment on proposed sump pump ordinance, for lack of a better term, and the regulations that will follow from there. Does anybody have a motion to that effect?
Yeah, I make that motion that we have a meeting to accept the regulations.
A public hearing
Thank you.
to accept public comment on the idea of establishing regulations.
Yes.
Okay. Bob, would you wish to second that motion? You are muted, Mr. Hill. If I can get you to unmute. I don't have the ability to ask you to unmute. If you're on your phone, you can hit *9.
Do you hear me now?
I can.
Okay. Oh, who's that handsome gentleman?
I don't know which one you're looking at.
That would be Ed. Sorry.
Got 3 choices.
All of a sudden
Bachelor 1, Bachelor 2, and Bachelor 3.
So I seconded it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm getting off course.
Now, before I ask for a vote, Ed or Darren, do you have any thing that you want to add about the process?
Well, not only the process, but the documents that we sent out. Just so you know, 2 of them you had seen before, and our town attorney had gone through and edited a couple things. As you see in his email I sent you 2, he just kind of documented what he had done to the regulations. He added some verbiage about being able to change or modify those regulations whenever needed without having to go back to the RTM. What he did add in is the ordinance itself that's going to go into our town ordinance. That is new to you, and it's a very, very short description of, as he put it, the need, necessity, and purpose of this, these regulations that you folks had put together. So
that's the one that starts with Chapter 22, Article 3, Ordinance number 22-52, sump pump discharge prohibitions.
That is correct. That is the document that he drafted up quite quickly and had us ready for today.
Well written.
Well written.
Yep, it is.
You attorneys stick together now, don't you?
Yep.
I had a question.
Sure.
Why does this need to go to the RTM, but FOG didn't?
FOG was a regulation change, not an ordinance change.
Okay.
Correct.
I mean, sorry, I don't know the semantics there.
Yeah.
You got to give me a little bit better description of what all that means.
So let me help you, Bob, because they did mention where they thought we could probably do this as a regulation, not go to the RTM. My comment to Bob Burney and Wayne was, we've already rolled this out as, here comes our ordinance, okay? And if we tried to, or if we tried to backtrack a little bit and go, nah, we're just going to make it a regulation, we don't need you guys to vote on it. My thought was that there'd be some hurt feelings, if you will. So Bob thought that this was a good approach. This is the ordinance piece, the regulation, it references the regulation. And as always, we can adjust and change those regulations as the sewer commission sees fit. That would be in keeping with what we had told people we're going to roll this out as. And he also said that, you know, it's something with a lot of teeth to it that people may want to have comments on, but he doesn't disagree that it's needed and people are going to realize that, but they're going to want to comment on it. And so an ordinance has to go to the RTM. Regulation, Bob, is something you can handle in-house with the sewer commission and make changes to it as needed.
Basically becomes a local law, right? It's an ordinance in the town of Darien.
But isn't it already a state law that you can't discharge into the sanitary sewer? So I don't understand why I'm still lost. I
Well, I
don't
think-
really,
Implied.
Well,
I don't really like this idea that other people are voting on something that we should be voting on, in my opinion. And only us should be voting on. My
Well-
opinion. I think the whole idea of a sewer commission is to be a semi-autonomous government board that does not answer to that. But that's just my personal reading of the state codes.
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
I have a,
Because
Yeah.
our directive and the town's directive may not always be in lockstep.
Peter, did you have something to add?
yeah, what the ordinance, in my opinion, does is that when you have the ability to fine people, it kind of makes it legal, you know. Otherwise, you're going to get, you could get someone say, well, wait a minute, you know, that fine business, and, you know, whether they're right or wrong, you're going to end up with an
Arguing about
argument,
it.
which might end up in court, which you really want to try and avoid, I think.
Yeah, I think
That's
the
opinion.
way I look at the big picture here is that we are proposing something. We're proposing to do something that needs to be done, that we've articulated the reasons for time and time again, but that it is different than what we've done in the past and different than what other communities are doing. And so I do see it as we are best protected in terms of our ability to rigidly enforce this moving forward if it is codified in town ordinance.
Well, again, I'd like to just point out that if the ordinance is there, it's the law.
And right now, I think, Bob, what you're referencing is
Chapter 103 of state code.
it's not only that, but how about section 1000-4 of our appendix C for sanitary sewer? But again, that is not an ordinance for us. This is going to put it as an ordinance that has, like Peter said, the ability, and state statute allows us to fine and collect those fines.
Well, either way, right, we're under a little bit of a calendar crunch in that we need to set the public hearing before we can even choose to submit something to the RTM.
Correct.
So I think we kind of need to move forward with that anyway. It doesn't stop us from continuing to have the discussion, do we want to do it or not? And do we think it makes sense to have Mr. Burney at the next meeting so we could have some of these conversations, or get more, get a memo from him on it?
Yeah, listen, that's not going to hurt us. Actually, putting this on the agenda for the next meeting is not going to hurt us either. If we
Yeah.
cancel it, or
We can
just
continue
do
to
something
discuss.
different, we could do that.
If it's on the agenda and if people show up, you may hear different opinions.
Yes, and that may influence our
I mean,
decision,
we're not adopting it. We're just
asking
hearing
for
it.
public comment. Yes.
Yeah. And well, I was gonna say, if you'd like, on the agenda, we could put an item that's discussion of
Yes.
ordinance by
Yes.
town attorney to the group, but that would be, I'd say, after the public hearing piece or before.
Yeah,
you
it's an
vote
interesting
on it?
question. Should we have? There's two pieces, right? There's one discussing the nature of the proposal, which I think maybe should happen first, because then the folks attending the public hearing would have the benefit of having heard the discussion.
Yeah,
But then there at the end, we have to make a decision to forward the ordinance through the process to the RT.
correct.
Right.
So how do you see that playing out then? You know, so that we can get Bob some better answers or something that, you know, he could maybe wrap his head around too. I really had trouble too. Bob had explained it about 2 or 3 times to me yesterday.
Yeah.
Just to
So
make.
it sounds like we should have some discussion with Bob, or some formal paperwork from Bob to talk about before the public hearing on the agenda, and then go to the public hearing.
Okay. Clarification from town attorney, then the public hearing. Well, we have a second public hearing also that day, which would be the rate case.
Yep.
We could do
that
those,
too.
we do those one right after the other.
Yep.
And then to our regular agenda, back to our regular agenda that has
Decisions on
decision.
rate and decisions on ordinance.
Yeah. Discussion and action items.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll set that up that way. Would you folks be adverse to having Bob call in so you can talk rather than?
If you want to have a hybrid, I don't know where he lives, that's fine.
I mean, just put him on the phone so we could listen to him talk, type of thing.
If he can get here, that'd be great. If not, we are happy to get him on the phone.
Okay, I just want that option in case he's not around locally when we have our meeting, but we could call in or could be part of it. So I'll ask him if he could attend.
Yes, that'd be great.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Is that fair, Bob, that order of events?
Yes, please. Or
Okay,
yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
yes, you are.
Darren, you have some thoughts?
Wanted to say for the record, we did check our emails and there were no public comments received. And I do not see any members of the public here at our special meeting remotely online. And that's it. If the meeting is going to go on, I want to thank Karen Dunn for hosting the meeting. She's willing to hand off the control of the meeting to you. If you want to continue.
I think we're ready to take a vote. We have a motion,
All right.
we have a second
Cool.
to schedule a public hearing for, there's back to my
The 9th.
September 9th. It'll be when so it'll be around 4:30 or do we
We start at 4:30.
4:30? On or about 4:30 or after. Room 206. All right, all those, well, I'm going to ask for roll call since I can't see everybody. Mr. Van Winkle, how do you vote?
Yay.
Mr. Hill?
Yay.
And I vote yay, so we will have that public hearing.
Okay, very good.
Thank you, folks.
All right.
Wait a second. Wait a
Oh,
second.
wait, we have to adjourn,
Peter has to make a motion.
yeah. We almost left without you, Peter.
I make a motion, we adjourn this televised or video meeting.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. All right, we are
44
adjourned.
PM. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.